I'm going to talk about how and why you guys are all wrong. But what gives me the notion, what gives me the ability to make such a statement? Well, for one, I have an IQ of 320. My IQ is so high I can hardly speak correctly. And when I try to be funny, I'm really not. That's how smart I am. And when I do make people laugh, it's not because I'm funny, because they're laughing at how stupid I am. Look, you people are going to have to step out of the matrix. I'm going to explain to you why you guys are all wrong. Okay? One person is a rabbi, the other is a priest. But I am an X-Man. And my special ability is that I can hold in my dumps for a very long time. Now, you may think this is disgusting or a rather useless power, but let me tell you something. I don't want to keep talking about this topic because it's sort of weirding me out. It's currently 3:09 a.m., November 9th, 2017, and I have to head out to work in about an hour. What do you want me to say? I'm trying to find a way to express myself, but it's kind of hard if my mind is like an empty turtle shell. It's like when you try hard, it doesn't happen. But when you don't try and you're in the mood, then it happens. But you're going to ask me what happens exactly. I don't know. A motivational speaker will tell you that you're the artist of your own destiny and your own faith. So what happens is up to you. One person is going to do a kickflip and end up snapping his ankle in half. Another person is going to end up playing a random game and ends up being number one in the world. Sort of like, what's his face? Faker. Yeah. You know, he spent his life touching his little chode to end up being one of the best league players in the world. See, to him, he eats dumplings and plays LOL. I send my mind into the depths of obscurity and realize things you will not have fathomed in your own lifetime. For instance, like how to hold in your dumps in for a very long time. So what do we continue talking about, my little children? This is my podcast. This is my universe, my YouTube channel. And what I say on this YouTube channel doesn't have to matter to everybody. But it's a way that I can express myself. And now I'm starting to have epiphanies. See, but once you start getting too serious in this matter, that's when you start to fail. There is nothing to talk about. There is one subject to talk about, but I'd rather not. Unless a fear crawls up your spine and digs into your neck, and then your eyes start to shake in your skull. And then you realize you have a presentation in your 9th grade class, and your hairless little legs, and your thick eyebrows. But let me tell you something, little kids. Let me tell you something. If you're in high school, don't grow out your facial hair. You look stupid. Just shave it off. Use your mom's leg razors, her Venus razors, to shave off your face, your facial hairs. Now, don't do what I did and go against the grain, especially in the mustache area, because you'll be in pain. It's going to sting, especially when you start sweating. When your little tubby self starts doing laps during PE. What I really don't understand is that there are people there that ramble on for consecutive minutes non-stop. Their brains are like robotic machines, gears. They just talk and talk and talk. And they never stop to think that their perpetual vomit of words is kind of annoying. Now, maybe I'm just jealous that they're interested in a topic enough to ramble on about it. Or maybe that topic just seems incredibly boring to me. Regardless, this is not about me. It's about you and how to make your life a better place for all the little trolls to come and gather around your circle. But you have to understand that talking about nonsense will lead to nonsense. I don't know what to say. I think we clarified that fact. You know what? I'm gonna be the ninja of the YouTube world. No one's gonna find out who I am. Who is this mysterious enigma? This man that speaks quietly into the microphone with the voice of power. I can sway oceans of men and women to me. Left side, right side. They call that ASMR in the YouTube world. I'm not sure what these lizards are, I'm not sure what these lizards are so ecstatic about. But I don't think ecstatic is the right word to use here. I guess they their main goal is to initiate a feeling within the brain. It tingles, they refer it to. But why? What does this mean? Are they a different type of species? I think they're a new brand of evolution. They're evolving into a new form of human beings, wherein they can just simply whisper into each other's ears, and then their eyes roll back in ecstasy, and where vaginas squirt just from mere sounds, just from mere whispers. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand what they're doing, nor do I want to. I'll simply stick to Vaseline and my underwear or a sock, But let's not get too crude, okay? Because sometimes I can be a very crude person. But who isn't crude? Now, what really gets my blood boiling is how rude some people are. Because what I do as work is technical support. Is it easy? At this point, yes. Is it annoying? Yes. But I get to just sit there and ramble on into a mic. Because what do you care? What the hell am I telling you these things for? This microphone is going to be my new best friend. This microphone is going to be my new best friend. Does every YouTube video need to have a message? Does it, my young one, my young grasshopper? Does it have to have a message? Or maybe this can be an experiment. I can train my brain to just randomly speak into a microphone, regardless of what I want to say or think or do, even if I don't have to make sense. See, did that even make sense? I don't think it did. But that should be good for the brain because it breaks those barriers, right? What am I doing? It's 3:30 a.m. I slept for 12 hours a day. No. There has to be a meaning to this. Look, I'm full of advice, just like everybody. and I know everything, just like everybody. But really, I can tell you things that will open your mind, just like Cohaagen did to Dennis Quaid in Total Recall. So with that said, this will be my episode 1. Now you have to embrace the silence as well. Sometimes you just have to listen to nonsense. Many of you are trying to find out a way to get rich. But what I've seen is the dumbest things end up getting you rich. For instance, my coworker brought in these little peanut butter balls that were covered in chocolate, and I told him they were 5 times better than Reese's Pieces. That was his method to get rich. I told him, like, hey, you and your wife need to do the research and come up with a candy brand, and I don't know, go figure out the marketing. Anyways, now everybody's talking about cryptocurrencies. It's like my coworker talks to me about it, but I stare at him, but I really don't care. Like, I look at him and I'm thinking in my mind, I don't give a shit. I really don't. So I'm trying to find the best way to do this. I think coming up with topics would be the best way to do this, and just randomly speaking nonsense on that topic. Coming up with assumptions on that topic. Now, if I don't know something about that topic, it's going to be subjective speak. Right? Do you agree with me? Do you want to hold my hand? Do you want to give me a hug? Listen, your best friends will betray you eventually. They will, and I speak through experience. They will. Now, the mark of a good friend is... I'm a good friend. I never betray anybody. They betray me first. Or maybe I'm just a little too weird. No, weird is Elliot Rogers. What am I going to name this YouTube channel? I'll name it The Chronicles. I knew Rich Piano was going to die. The poor guy. I don't know, he had everything. He had all the money. He had pretty girls. And just you could tell the moment he started getting cancer, it was all downhill from there. But what am I doing with this microphone? I was going to return this because I failed at it. I failed at making my audiobook. It's simply too hard. Or the requirements are too, you can make zero sound in the background, zero buzzing sound in the mic, but the mic itself records its own buzz, which is too loud of a requirement. It fails the requirement of the noise floor. So here I am, it's 3:30 a.m. talking about, what am I talking about? Now this is just getting me angry. Now this is just making me angry. You know what? This could be a tool, a therapeutic tool. I wonder if reading fiction is good for... See, there are questions out there that people have, and no one's done studies on them. For instance, this world, if you're a good talker, you'll go a long way. You need to be a good talker. Extroverts have a big plus, an upper hand on non-extroverts. How does one go about making themselves more quick-witted? Is it even possible? Is your brain organized in a certain way? Your genetic makeup of your brain that made your brain. Like, it has its skills and it has its, its weaknesses. But is it possible to become quick-witted and to be able to speak on the fly? To be able to speak in the moment? is it possible to train your brain to do that? Some people are gifted, the quick-witted ones. They're usually overweight, a little tubby around the waist. So my question is, would reading fiction books expound on that ability? Will it help you grow in that ability? I think it will, because reading fiction, it creates imagery within your mind. And doing that constantly creating images in your mind, flexes your imagination. Your imagination gets stronger and stronger and stronger. But eventually you might go schizophrenic and start thinking things that aren't real. So where do I end this? See, I told you I'm so full of philosophy. And people like to listen to fast talkers. But is that totally true? Sometimes you just need to lay back and unwind. Put your feet up on the desk. Pull down your zipper. I don't know. I really despise the news these days. But I'm drawn to it because of all the violence. Not drawn to the violence, but it's very negative. Reading the news every day, all day, in the mornings, it'll make a person depressed. And these news stations are getting more and more bold with the images they show, which is not a good thing. Seeing these images, these types of images, are not good for your brain. You have to realize that. Why exactly? Because your brain will not forget those images, as a lot of you know. So if you're young, the one piece of advice I can give you at this moment, before I stop talking into this microphone, is that you shouldn't fill your mind with violence. You should not. And I say this through experience, because those types of things will initiate negativity. Your fear will go up, your anxiety will go up, and your feeling of indifference will go up, which is not good. Eventually, these emotions will lead you towards mind-altering substances, which will amplify those things by a lot, as many addicts will tell you that. In fact, people become so addicted to things that they don't know they're addicted. No, that's not true. Maybe it is true for a few substances, but an addict knows he's an addict. Oh man, this turned down really dark real fast. Alright, well, what else is there to talk about? I'm speaking to my shadow. I'm not here to impress you. Who are you? I'm talking to myself, alright? I'm allowed to do that. You see all these conspiracy theorists talking about nonsense one day, and they're all ecstatic about it. Their eyes are wide, their eyeballs are about to pop out of their skulls, and they're rambling on about the neocons, the Illuminati. Shut up. Shut the hell up for a second. You're gonna be dead soon. You're gonna be rotting in the grave with the rest of the billions of people that have perished. If you're young, it's alright. You don't have to think about these things. I used to play Super Nintendo. My favorite game was Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Playing them on a rainy day. No, this isn't about you. I'm not here to impress you. This is about me. I gotta go to work soon, but I really don't want to. Well, I sort of do. My armpits are kind of sweating profusely right now. I don't know why. Anyways, look, I bid you a farewell and a good morning. Most of you are sleeping right now, but you'll hear of me again soon.